Hi, I'm Kate Edwards, president of Together Hospitality, and today I'm joined by my friend Jimmy Page. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Kate. My name is Jimmy Page. I'm the president and founder of Hudson Creative, a digital marketing agency for restaurant groups.
You shared with me the importance of digital ads. So who needs digital ads?
Digital ads is part of your marketing playbook. You have a variety of different tools and things that you're working with, but digital ads can fit in a very important spot, which is helping you to target new guests.
So even if you have a well-known or beloved brand, even these kind of restaurants still need some sort of digital marketing?
Well, remember that New York City, or any city where there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of competition. There's so many different restaurants to choose from and see that the difference in between somebody remembering your restaurant or thinking about your restaurant might be whether or not they saw it while they were scrolling on social media earlier that day.
Yeah, so there's a big difference between advertising, where we sort of think of these sort of Mad Men-esque type of things and these huge brands, versus digital advertising, which is something that pretty much anybody could do.
Advertising can be as simple as a really creative video or graphic design that you're just putting a little paid digital money behind. And the significance of digital advertising is we want to meet our customers where they are. We know that guests are on their phones and on Google and on social media a lot of the time during the day. So just like somebody could walk past a restaurant on the street in Manhattan, you could scroll past a restaurant on your phone, and that can be a really approachable way to speak with your guests.
How are people finding this beautiful restaurant, for instance?
So Bento Box did this really interesting study in, I think, 2003, and it said that 86% of guests are doing online research before making a dining decision. So that's inclusive of takeout, catering, or reservations, or any of that.
So the digital ads are something that will pop up while they're doing the research in some way, shape, or form that will then inspire them to walk in.
Yes, I like to think of it as 86% of those people are going to visit your website before coming into your restaurant.
Right.
How they get to your website is, I think that's where there's, depending on the guest, depending on the consumer. And this study in Bento Box highlighted this. We know that the two main places that people are coming to your website, number one is Google, and number two is social media. And that has to do a little bit with the difference of strategy in between those networks. That doesn't mean that Google is better than social media in order to target guests. People on social media will spend more time in the platform versus visiting your website. But in order to get them into the restaurant at some point, 86% of them have to visit your website and then read the menu or read your About Us story just to learn a little bit more about your restaurant and who you are.
So how do you decide what kind of digital ads to run?
I would bucket that into two main strategies, and that looks at whether the restaurant is looking to build awareness or whether they are looking at intent advertising. So let's start with awareness advertising.
Okay.
I like to say that people go to Facebook or Instagram initially because they're going to look at pictures of babies and kittens.
Yeah.
But while they're on there, you can also show a picture or a video of your restaurant and help build awareness for your restaurant or for your offering.
So this just flags, we're here.
Yes, yeah.
This is who we are.
And they might not be ready to make that dining decision in that moment. You're just sort of letting them know that you're here. Awareness advertising is really popular for opening a new location because people don't know that location exists yet.
Right.
Or just building awareness advertising because you're in growth mode and want to reach more people and new guests. Intent advertising, which is more typically Google search. This is where people go to Google because they're ready to make a purchase decision. Restaurants near me or takeout near me. So both have different places, I think, for your strategy, but that's a good overview of two different types of digital marketing strategies.
How does social media or the internet know that this restaurant that's opening is going to be relevant for you? Or me, or anybody?
As an agency that represents restaurants, it's our job to really get to know the restaurant. So when we first start working with somebody, discovery is a huge part of what we do, and understanding your brand story and the narrative, and also exactly who your target audience is. That's our job. Managing your digital ad budget is to make sure that we're targeting new guests and different categories of guests with really accurate and intelligent audience targeting. And I think that can take a variety of different forms. Is interest targeting, so just people who are interested in restaurants or a specific type of food. But then there's also maybe more like technical or in-depth types of advertising, like pixeling somebody's website or another restaurant that you also own, like pixeling their website to build an audience group that you can then advertise to. Pixeling is placing a pixel or a small little bit of code on your website. And what that pixel does is, maybe you've heard of cookies.
Sure.
Every time you visit that website, this pixel from Facebook or Instagram, for example, will know that you visited that website. So the next time that you go to Facebook or Instagram, it now knows to serve you an ad.
And then does that also relate to keywords?
Not directly,
Okay.
but I think indirectly. On Google, you can also use some form of interest targeting in terms of getting in front of somebody who's typing in a specific keyword. For the most part, it's separate. And on Google, the way that you play is by really making sure that you understand your audience and what your audience is typing in. Very careful about which words that you're advertising on. A lot of clients come to us asking to help boost their private events during the holiday season. One of the terms that we've found a lot of success around this year is people searching for private event spaces inside of restaurants. You can actually target people who are looking for not just a private event space for their kid's birthday. You can specifically target people looking for private event spaces inside of restaurants. Those people are more likely to click on the ad and then fill out an inquiry form to contact the private event sales team. We have good averages on how much that lead costs. A good average for a qualified private event lead would be under $100. And if that private event represents thousands or even hundreds of dollars of revenue for your restaurant, and that lead costs you $100, you can really use that as a sustainable way to grow your private events business.
You found is very, very successful. You mentioned a client where you doubled their sales.
Yes, it was a fine dining restaurant, and then they opened a takeout concept. Takeout concept didn't exist, so if back to our earlier conversation, awareness advertising was sort of like the big play in the beginning. They had amazing videos shot for the restaurant already. So we took those videos and put them together into a really attractive digital ad. So just from that awareness ad, we could then see people engaging and clicking with the ad. We could also see more people Googling the name of the takeout concept after we started running awareness ads, because we were creating that demand. In a 4-month period, their monthly sales went from $50,000 a month to over $110,000 a month. So all we did was help communicate the fantastic brand and product that they were already promoting.
Right.
So yeah.